What do we skirt over? Like, do we skirt over politics entirely? With
What?
like insurrection and everything?
Yeah, I mean, we don't. It's at this point, it's kind of old news.
Isn't that weird?
No, not really.
It is. It fucking is.
Nah, I mean,
Everyone's forgotten about Donald Trump already.
that's definitely not true. Like, he is currently being impeached, but
he's slinking away into the night.
See, this is the kind of good shit I'm glad I'm getting on. I'm glad he's slinking away. Oh fuck! Excellent. I mean, we could talk.
You know what's fucked up about the GameStop situation, though?
Tell me. Let's just do it. Let's just let it happen.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Why? What were you gonna say?
Okay. We're just gonna. Here we go.
Well, welcome to MBcast. You're part of our conversation now.
There we go. That's what I needed. That's what I needed to appease my brains. Is a welcome. Welcome back to MBcast after months. We haven't had a proper one since October.
Yeah, a lot has happened, which I guess you may or may not have just heard us discussing. What do we need to cover? What are y'all just hungry to hear our take on?
The GameStop stock market shit. I think we're just gonna go off on that for now.
All right, yeah.
I think with that in particular, what's weird about it is that whether they helped the insurrection is a bit of a
wait a minute.
Listen.
Wait, I don't. What?
Listen.
I didn't even know that was a thing, Nick. I didn't even know the two were connected.
Oh. No, they're not really, but like a lot of people are
trying to make those connections.
Are finding some kind of unity in this situation of hashtag eat the rich.
Oh yeah, For the Rich has been happening, for
There's a lot of common ground there that can be used for good, I think.
What, voring the rich?
Well, instead of fighting each other and our democracy, we just fight the rich.
Yeah, it's dinner time. It's time to eat the rich. Yeah, I totally agree.
But that's not why I brought that up in the first place.
I don't understand. Did people that raided the Capitol want to eat the rich? I thought they wanted to. Hit Nancy Pelosi and put her head on a spike. That's what they were saying.
Some of these people from our Wall Street bets, the subreddit where all this started,
were also at the Capitol.
Well, no.
Oh, I mean, that wouldn't be surprising. That wouldn't be surprising.
Conservative and are very.
That's also not surprising.
I would have been there, and that type of shit.
Sure, yeah. But, I mean, it's fucking Reddit, dude.
Again, I digress. On Twitter, over the last few days since this has started happening, there has been some weird shit that's happened, like Donald Trump Jr. Going off about how these hedge fund guys, they can't close down the market whenever they feel it's right, and like how
True.
they're
That
shutting
is
down.
that's true.
They're shutting down the subreddits, and like
Who's shutting down the subreddits?
free speech is still a thing. Like social media companies, like
So
a lot
Reddit
of
is
people,
shutting down the subreddits.
yeah,
Well, I mean, they're allowed. They can shut down whatever the fuck they want. It's their fucking
yeah,
website.
I know, but
Listen. I'm gonna take a hot take right here, okay? Boys and girls, get your pens and papers out. Social media companies are allowed to tell you what they want and don't want you to say on their social media.
but they
That's
weren't.
not.
Wall
That's
Street
not.
bets like inciting a riot, or they were just
I
eating the
mean.
rich.
I
They were
mean, no,
they were meeting
but like,
Wall Street and eating the rich.
no, it doesn't matter what they're doing. Like they could be there saying, you know, I like cats, and Reddit is like, fuck cats, you know, I don't like cats. Get all these cat subreddits out of here, and like they are allowed to do that. It's their fucking web. It's their website. It's their website. Do you understand
Sure.
that? Like, and that's what's boggling my mind is that people are like, oh, you can't take my Twitter account away. That's free speech. Like, free speech doesn't protect you going on somebody else's website and posting whatever the fuck you want to post. Like that's
I agree
not
with that. I
your
agree with that
website.
all. I
Make
just
your
find
own
it funny
website.
how people like Donald Trump Jr. are tweeting these things that actually make
That you
even
agree with? Yeah, I
a
mean, he's
slight
not the devil.
sense that people
Maybe
can
he is.
come to common terms with. Like
That's
and then,
not crazy. I've heard some pretty horrible groups of people say things that I can get behind.
well, AOC also was on Twitter, and she was like, "We got to start looking at these bigger hedge fund companies and shit." And you know, she was saying all that tax the rich stuff. She says all that stuff, and
Yeah, war the rich, eat them up.
Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz comes along and goes and replies to her big long Twitter rant about all that stuff and goes, I'm going to take a hard agree on this and think we should look into it in Congress together.
Yeah, interesting how. I mean, what we're talking about is bipartisan issues, and it's funny. It's funny that after the year that we had, it's so.
She retorted back with, essentially, go fuck yourself. I'll work with any other GOP members on this, but considering you were one of the ones that tried to get me killed.
Yeah, I saw a quote from that.
Yeah, it was like a thing that happened.
Good stuff. But yeah, I mean, like there are bipartisan issues, like those do exist. But I get that after the last few years that we've had and how like, you know, how divided everybody is, that it is weird to see people coming together about something. But if they're gonna come together about something, I guess it's gamers rise up.
Gamers rise up. Now I just
rise up.
Some pics to the Skype to the Skype chat here.
Oh shit.
The last one is the one you kind of want to look at because this is like that's doing it. That's like for dum-dums.
Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to explain to myself and these other dum-dums?
The very last picture.
I'm looking at it. The bananas. The bananas.
Too. Yeah.
Let's dumb this down for you apes, for you monkey brains. Okay?
Well, they're calling themselves monkeys and apes on Twitter because it spiraled from the Planet of the Apes meme where that one ape who started everything goes, apes together, strong.
Okay.
So they're calling each other apes and like they're telling each other to like stick together.
Beautiful.
And then there's like this other thing happening with emojis where you'll see like little hands like grasping or praying. And then you'll see a diamond next to it, and it means diamond hands. And diamond hands means you got to hold on to those stocks for as long as possible. Don't you let go. You keep holding. You hold the line. You gotta have them strong diamond hands.
Okay, all right. Let's explain. Let's explain to the apes and everybody else. Let's say 5 bananas currently costs $10. Okay, one ape on the market has 5 bananas. Snake asks to borrow 5 bananas for a bit, and instead sells 5 bananas, thinking price will go down soon, shorting. He thinks he can buy them later for less and give them back to Ape, so he's making a profit on the difference. Okay, yes, that's what a hedge fund group does. That's what I learned today. A group of apes notice what stupid snakes are doing, the Redditors, and decide to buy all bananas on the market until the snakes have no other choice than to buy from the group of apes in order to return what they borrowed. If group of apes stay strong, the price will go up. And that's what happened. And then some apps, some hedge fund apps, I want to say TD Ameritrade and Robinhood.
Yeah, like Robinhood and others, they are owned by larger corporations, which are then owned by like the Melvin hedge fund company,
who are then owned by the lizard people.
Well, exactly. No, but yes, like that's how it be.
I mean,
not really, but
you know what
I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
They are
the group of people that are often
like the 0.1% of the 1%.
Right.
Like these are the richest motherfuckers that you've never heard of on Earth.
For sure.
And yeah, they just it all. They were basically trying to save themselves by shutting down their own free market trade apps.
Right.
And now there's like class action lawsuits being filed against them on top of all of this.
Right. And the government is like, don't really.
AOC and Congress and Elon Musk and shit looking at you. And like at that point, oh boy.
You don't want Elon on you.
You don't want any of them on you. You don't want that at all, period.
So, yeah, I mean, Reddit saved the day again, like they always do.
Well, Reddit did some crazy shit, that's for sure. I don't know if they've saved the day just yet. We're going to see what happens tomorrow.
We will continue to follow this story and bring you live updates.
Apparently tomorrow, it's Friday, so something on the stock market happens. I don't know the logistics of it, but everyone's talking about Friday morning when the market opens up that depending on how good the price is, that they're all going to sell at once and become like multimillionaires overnight.
Jesus, please.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. It's fucking crazy, dude.
I mean,
and now they're doing it with other companies. AMC, the failing movie theater, Nokia, the failing mobile phone service. BlackBerry is another one that they're inflating. There's a few others too, and I can't even think of them. They're just going nuts with it. And it's working. Like people keep saying, like the guys on CNBC and shit, they keep going, that's not how any of this works. If they tried this again with another company or with another stock or whatever, it wouldn't happen like that.
Right, because people have wisened up to it.
They're proving them wrong over and over and over again because it keeps fucking working.
I guess. See, I don't really know a lot about the stock market, so
I know nothing about the stock market. I've learned everything in the last 2 or 3 days from just reading and seeing.
I mean, I've got a Charles Schwab account. Like, I've looked into it in the past, and like, it's just it's weird. So, like, I guess what they're trying to say from what you're telling me on the news is that they wouldn't be able to trick hedge fund companies again into thinking that the stock is actually going up. But you're not tricking them into thinking the stock is going up. The stock is actually going up.
Right. But it essentially it's at a certain point it's going up for no reason though, which essentially makes it worthless stock. Because no, like it's
it's going up
borderline market
because the
manipulation.
market, because all of a sudden, like millions of people are buying stock, so it's
Right,
going
but
up.
that doesn't mean GameStop is worth that. If that
No,
makes sense.
that's not how that works. It's not a reflection of how what the company is worth. It's individual shares of the company, and it's worth whatever the market says it's worth. If people are buying it, the stock is going to go up.
I think I'm just playing devil's advocate here because I saw a guy on CNBC do it the other night, and he was saying stuff like this. So, and since you seem to know a little more about me or about it than I do, like logistically, I figure if I play devil's advocate for the most part, maybe you can retort and we could have
Yeah, fair. Yeah, tell me what else he said.
Well, I didn't agree with anything he said, so I didn't retain a whole lot of it.
It's fair. It's
He
cool.
was one of the dudes like defending the hedge fund guys, and I was just like, "Fuck this twerp, man." He probably made his first million or billion before he was 20 years old, and now he sits with his dick in his hand all the time, protecting his daddy and his friends. I don't know, but
That's about right.
it's just.
What was he saying though?
You know what? Let's talk about WandaVision. I'm sick of.
Wait, what?
I'm so sick and tired.
We haven't even been recording for 20 minutes, and you're already done. You're already done with GameStop, huh? Is it because you didn't get in there and you didn't buy any yourself? Is that why you're upset?
No, I know some people that got in there, and
Who got in there? Dox them right now.
no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. One of my friends down here got into it.
I saw a certain somebody posting a lot about it on Facebook today, and they felt the need to say,
asking that certain somebody. I keep texting that motherfucker.
They keep ensuring people that they have no stakes or gains in the matter at all, but they seem pretty opinionated.
Well, are we talking about the same guy?
Probably. I mean, yeah, probably.
Does it start with the Mike and end with that guy Kane?
Wow. Well, if you're listening, I want you to know that was him. It was all his doing. I didn't. It wasn't me.
Hey, he won't even hear this. It'll be edited out.
I mean, will it? I think it's pretty funny.
I don't know. Maybe.
But I think also, you know, the boy's trying to get into politics. You know, he's trying to, you know, vote for Mike Kane, I guess, is what I'm saying.
That guy Kane, when the time comes.
You know, when is he running, and what is he running for?
I don't think anything yet, or right now even.
If you're campaigning, hire Mike Kane, because I think he does that too.
Yes, he campaign managed for some dude in New Jersey. For
if you're running a census, hire him for that too.
I mean, it all ties into government work and politics. So
you know, or if you need someone to clean your gutters, he probably isn't above that. He'd probably do that. You know,
God,
gotta make the round. He's got to put food on the table. He's got a wife and kids. He doesn't, but
he's got a wife and cat.
They're not married. Are they married? Did they elope?
Oh, Beyonce and cat. Sorry.
I thought you just blew up his spot. You're just like, yeah, that's right. They went to Las Vegas and got married by an Elvis.
Yep, that's it. That's what they did.
That'd be pretty cool, actually. Let's talk about WandaVision.
We can't talk about Mike Caine for 20 minutes, you know.
No, this can't be one of our bullet points on this podcast. So
No,
let's move on to WandaVision.
we haven't been around for months, and we just come back and talk about our friends for 20 minutes.
Maybe that's what'll get the views, because people will be like, you know what, if I listen to their podcast, they'll talk about me. Email me your life story and I'll talk about you on my podcast. But you gotta listen and you gotta tell your friends about it.
Everyone,
And
everyone,
I don't know, maybe send me money. I don't know. I'm
I
just
want
spitballing.
everybody right now to give Mike Caine a nice round of applause because
Tweet at him. Why don't we all tweet at him? Just clapping hands.
we're either going to tweet at him or post on his Facebook or something that...
Call him up. Call your local representative and say, Mike, that guy Caine is a stand-up guy.
Well, you're not letting me get to my point.
Okay.
He donated to the channel a PS5 since the last podcast.
Oh yeah, okay. Mike, I definitely feel like we've talked about that. We're probably not on the podcast.
Probably in the episodes we've played PS5 on, but definitely not a podcast.
No, he did do that. So that's nice. And he's winning a lot of Uno games, so I guess, look forward to watching that.
Not as many as me.
Unbelievable. We really are about to hit the 10 minutes of just Mike Caine talk, though. So.
That's okay. It's a nice little reprieve in between.
Oh shit. Well,
WandaVision.
Is Wanda living in a simulation? That's the question on everybody's mind.
Ray? Okay. But, WandaVision has been very good.
It's
so
way
far.
Good. I'm really into it. I'm way into it.
We are 3 episodes deep, about maybe 2 to 3 hours away from getting episode 4 on Disney Plus as of this recording.
I just watched all 3 episodes today for the first time.
And Ray's humble opinion, I'm not going to get into plot or anything too much. We're just going to start talking about it and our ideas and what we like, what we dislike, whatever.
Yeah.
Ray's,
it's not my job to explain to these people what WandaVision is.
Ray's humble opinion is that Wanda is trapped by Hydra or something.
I said Hydra at first because I got confused, and I saw there was a Men's Watch commercial, and it was from Hydra, and then they showed some other symbols shit, and I thought it was the same Hydra symbol, but then it wasn't. So I've dropped the Hydra part of the theory. I don't think, as much as I love the dude in the plane screaming Hydra, but
there are in the middle of each WandaVision episode that's come out so far, there's been a commercial.
We just said we weren't gonna explain the plot to these people.
I'm not. I'm explaining the little commercial that we get in each episode.
Wow. If you don't watch WandaVision,
brought it up.
Don't listen to this.
I was about to explain something to you with it because you seem confused about it.
I'm not confused about it. What's there to be confused about? It's a little fucking ad inside of the. They're not the first show to do it. Fuck, Rick and Morty does it.
Each ad so far has been
a nod. Yeah, it's either Stark, whatever, or Hydra. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's not what I'm getting at, though.
Jesus Christ.
Every ad is someone or something that has wronged Wanda in some way.
What? A toaster?
No, Stark Industries. In Age of Ultron, when her and her brother are first got by Ultron and turned into the little mutant weirdos they are, they tell a story about how their parents died, and their parents died in a missile attack.
Yeah.
And when they woke up in the rubble of their home near their dead parents, one of the missiles was lying next to them, unexploded because it was a dud. And it said Stark Industries. It was a Stark Industries missile that killed her parents and blew up.
That would lead you to believe that she feels some type of.
Well, dude, you keep interrupting. I have to get through the other 2 commercials first.
Oh my god. Okay. Keep going.
The Strucker watch. Strucker was a dude in Hydra who was working with Loki and Ultron when they were given their powers. Her and her brother.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what that is. And then the last commercial was Hydra Soak, a soap. Just like a bath soap, except called Hydra. And I don't know what, like, that's just pretty self-explanatory. Like, it was just Hydra. It's Hydra.
Okay.
They've done a lot of bad.
Yeah.
To a lot of people, including Wanda. Like,
okay. You were leading up to something.
No, I already said it before I started all of this, which is it's all people that have wronged or hurt her in some way.
Okay, so you think that because in this weird fantasy alternate reality, there are commercials, there are advertisements hinting at people that have wronged her, she must be the one controlling it?
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
It's just her subconscious leaking through.
I don't know about that. That seems like some kind of psychological torture to me.
It's just, no, I don't think so.
Why not? Why can't somebody just know a lot about her and have her trapped in there? And
because she's controlling shit. We've seen it happen.
We've seen it happen like twice, but she's also not the only person controlling shit.
I don't think that's true.
There are other people that are like doing shit they shouldn't be able to do. And like acting in weird ways, and like their fucking neighbors know something is wrong.
I think that's because oh, those good water sounds.
Jesus, no.
Oh yeah. No, I think that's because they are also trapped, and they're either in there to like. What is your opinion on the neighbors? Do you get more of a like they're in there as like goons to watch over her?
Yeah, I'm telling you that this is the fucking Truman Show. It's the Truman Show. Marva was like, what do we do? What's cool? And one of the interns was like, I just got high this weekend and watched this crazy Jim Carrey movie. Did you guys know he did serious work? I had no idea he did this. It's called The Truman Show, and I thought it was really cool. And they were like, oh yeah, nobody's seen The Truman Show. It came out like 100 years ago. Let's just fucking do that. And they did it. But then they were like, let's put like a weird time spin on it where they start in the 50s and then like progressively go through the ages, I guess. Like, we want to make it all nostalgic-y and like appeal to all that, but like all of them, every generation, we're gonna go through all of them.
About that?
What?
On the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I'm currently in the process of watching, even though it came out like in the spring/summer.
Dude, whatever. I haven't seen any of that shit. Which is also probably why I will concede that you're probably more right about it, because you know way more about what's going on. I don't know shit. I'm just taking the show at like face value, as
No,
if
no,
I've never seen anything.
Agents of Shield does not tie into WandaVision. It
Yeah, but
barely
you
ties into the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe.
you remember like Infinity Wars way better than I do, because I saw it the one time in theaters.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a
Did you,
casual watcher.
fun fact, before I get into what I was about to get into,
Uh huh.
did you know before WandaVision, in total, between Age of Ultron, when they debuted, Wanda and Vision, and um, leading up to Endgame, which was the last time we saw them before WandaVision, in all those movies in between, they had a total of 20 minutes of screen time.
What
That's
all
about
what movies?
that's as long as one WandaVision episode. That's how much screen time Wanda and Vision had collectively before the show WandaVision.
Collectively?
Yes, collectively 20 minutes of
Well, he
screen time.
dies at the end of Infinity War, so that's not that surprising.
But I mean, that was like the last thing. It went Endgame, Spider-Man, Far From Home, and we haven't had anything since until WandaVision. It's been that fucking long since anything Marvel dropped because of Rona. We still haven't even gotten the Black Widow movie, which was supposed to be the thing that held us over last year until we got to all the better stuff coming up this year.
Hmm. 20 minutes, that doesn't seem that crazy to me. That they only had yeah, they were tertiary characters. Like they were, that's what like I wasn't excited about WandaVision. I didn't give a shit that it was coming out because I was like, the fuck is Wanda anyway? Like who cares? Who
What could
cares?
they?
Yo?
Jeez.
You know?
No, but the weird thing about the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is they are doing almost the exact same thing WandaVision is doing, but in a different way.
What does that mean? The Truman showing somebody?
No, sorry. The thing about jumping through the ages.
Ah, is it
They are
time
doing
travel though?
yes, it's time travel.
That's just
It's
time
time.
travel, Nick. A lot of shows do time travel.
But the way in which they are doing it, it's almost
Progressively
like,
from 50s to sit like as if someone's like
yes, and like they're doing each episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. takes on like the
the
era,
zeitgeist of whatever decade they're in.
yes, of that like TV era. Yes,
Stupid. They
yes.
literally just took like their gimmick from WandaVision and shoved into another show.
No, that's why I prefaced all this with saying this originally aired
Oh.
in the spring / over the summer.
Oh, it's like they made a joke and nobody laughed and they were like, let me say it again. But like, I'm gonna grab a mic this time.
I don't know if it's that or if they just had a great idea for one show that was being birthed and one show that was dying, and they just said, we could use it in both. It won't fucking matter anyway.
I mean, yeah. I wonder if I know this is easily accessible information, but I wonder if any of the writers like cross over, like if it's the same group of people.
I can almost definitely tell you yes. Like I'm sure they used some of the bigger badder writers for like major plot points. Like the episode we're gonna get tonight, I think is gonna be wild off the chains and like written by the movie guys rather than
They're interns.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, regardless of what's actually happening, it's a good show. There's a lot of really cool things about it. Uh, I'm really digging this juxtaposition of like campy all-American sitcom with like a fucking laugh track, and then out of nowhere, and like it hardly happened in the first episode, and then it happened a couple more times in the second, and then by the third episode, it's like they're constantly breaking that fourth wall, and like it just gets like very serious and very dark all of a sudden. Like someone just like looking at her dead in the eyes, like the movie Get Out, and they're saying like something ain't right.
There's a major spoilery scene I want to talk to you about that made this show for me in episode 3.
Okay.
But first, you said laugh track. Another fun fact coming at you. The first couple of episodes were filmed before the virus really got into full swing. And
they recorded that shit with a live audience?
That is a live studio fucking audience.
Sick nasty.
That is a live studio audience for a fucking Marvel's Studios production. That right there blows my mind.
You know how much money those people... They probably didn't even buy them. Those are probably like friends and family, dude.
That's what I assume. Like, how do you don't keep that secret at that point unless you have these people under like
non-disclosure.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming you do if you have anybody. Like when they're taping I Love Lucy, they don't want people being like, "Oh yeah, I watched I Love Lucy live, and
like
such and such happened."
I don't know if I don't know if Big Daddy Disney and Marvel trust the common folk with that kind of shit. I think if they had
they don't have to trust. They sue the fuck out of you if you tweet about it.
Sure.
They just sue the fuck out of you.
But like today, all that would mean is bankrupting some poor fucking schmuck. It wouldn't do shit for them.
If somebody leaks their shit, I mean, in reality, if somebody went and they watched WandaVision and then they like tweeted about it 5 minutes later, it's only going to generate hype and press for them. It's a win-win.
So what I'm saying is having an audience full of people that you employ that are scared. Well, maybe not necessarily scared, but they would have every right and every reason to already know not to fuck it up like that. Would make things a hell of a lot easier on Disney's part, especially during a pandemic.
Yeah, but then you can't pay them to. I mean, you probably still could make them. I was not pay them. I was gonna say, well, I mean, they can't charge them
if they talk shit.
No, I'm saying you can't charge them tickets to go see it, but they still could have. They literally still could have. They could have just like opened up sales to tickets only to people who work for them and their family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But who gives a shit about who was in the live audience of WandaVision? We don't care.
Let's get into the meat and beans.
What's the meat and beans?
My favorite scene from.
Oh yeah, tell me what your favorite scene was.
So far.
Was it when she was having babies?
No.
Oh, okay.
In episode 3, Vision walks the doctor outside, and then catches the neighbors whispering to each other.
Yeah.
About Geraldine.
Yeah.
And Geraldine is inside with Wanda and the twins, which she had just given birth to. And Geraldine has like some kind of moment of lucidness, I guess you could call it.
Mm-hmm.
Where she realizes what she's doing there and where she is and why she's there. And she starts questioning Wanda. Because I think something triggers it in her first because Wanda says something along the
Wanda
lines.
starts talking about her brother.
Well, yeah, because Wanda gave birth to twins. She starts talking about how she was a twin, and then that sparks her memory of Pietro or whatever his name is.
That was his name.
Quicksilver.
Gotta
And
go fast.
gotta go fast. And then it gets real, just fucking dark and quiet, because she starts like talking about him and like how they grew up and shit.
And she's using the past tense, so it's very clear that he's dead.
Yeah. And then Geraldine says, "No, she wasn't using the past tense yet."
Yes, she was.
Geraldine.
I watched it less than 5 hours ago.
Oh, okay. Well, what's her name asks Wanda, and this was the moment that did it. This is the moment that this line was what made it my favorite scene. It might be top 10 Marvel scenes of all time, to be honest. She asks Wanda, "Your brother was killed by Ultron, wasn't he?" And like you're taken out of this like crazy, like fantastical show world that has been built around them, that you've been enjoying and watching for the last hour and a half of your life, 90 minutes or so for 3 episodes, and you're dropped right back into like that weird gut feeling-y place that you were in for like Infinity War and Endgame when Thanos snapped his fucking fingers. And you're like, oh God, this is about to get like real in ways I didn't anticipate. And I think that's what makes it so good.
Yeah.
Is because they rip you right out from this like fantastical thing they've built, and they drop you right into the seat of Age of Ultron again, and you're like, holy shit, that's the world I'm in. We're not in fun WandaVision land. Like, we are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we're about to get some heavy stuff dropped on us in the next few episodes.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said when I was saying what my favorite shit about it is that it goes from fun and light and campy to, all of a sudden somebody like you said, just like has a lucid moment and is all of a sudden like bringing it back to Marvel, like bringing shit up that is about Marvel. And it's like, you talk about shit that in canon happened in like at least 2000 something, 2000XX.
Age of Ultron, 2000, like 14 maybe.
Yeah, and then but they're standing in a 1970s living room. It's crazy. It's wild and it's cool and it's interesting and like I thought it was the same. Like I got the same feeling. Like the best part about that scene, I'll tell you what the best part about that scene is that simultaneously that doesn't all happen congruently. That interaction is chopped up, and at the same time, Vision is having a very similar conversation with their neighbors where like they're having a weird lucid moment and they're like whispering about Geraldine and how she's new in town and she doesn't have a family and she doesn't have a home and like nobody knows why she's there. And Vision's like, well, what are you talking about? Why she's here? Like, and then somebody says something like, well, why we're all here. He's like, why are we here? Like that's always what fucking like seems to wake people up is if they start wondering why they're there, how they got there, what their past is. If they're not like literally living within the moment, if they start to think at all about anything, they start to like realize something is up. But Yeah, I loved how that was cut, like how both of those scenes are happening at the same time. It's like very like puts you on the edge of your seat. It gives me anxiety. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, they're Truman showing everybody up in this bitch. They're all Truman showed.
There are some people that are in the thinking that the neighbor woman
Mm-hmm.
who like just the one that comes in unannounced, that one
Yeah.
is a certain Marvel character that's a bad guy. She's like a witch. I don't remember like her supervillain name or whatever, but like
Sure.
people like saw the preview of her in the car in the like there's a trailer back before the show came out of like her sitting in a car dressed up for Halloween as a witch, and
Mhm.
she says some shit to Vision, who's like standing at the window of the car. She says something like, "Aren't you an Avenger?" And he goes, "Yeah, yes. Why do you ask?" And it's just like, oh my god, it's and this is all coming like within the next like
Yeah.
3 to 5 episodes. Here we gonna get it all.
How long is this season? Do we know?
I'm suspecting anywhere from 8 to 10 episodes.
Oh boy.
8 to 10, I'm thinking.
Speaking of 8 to 10 episodes, let's talk about Attack on Titan.
No, wait, there was one other thing I wanted to bring up about WandaVision.
Was it her gay son? Might be
No,
literally erased from reality by
no,
never
fuck
being born.
twins, fuck the babes. The line about Ultron, the one last thing that really did it for me was that like because of all the other shit that's been building up and happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe the last 10 years or so, uh like once one thing happens, they're all always focused on like the next thing as characters, like the next big bad or whatever. No one has fucking said Ultron's name in almost 10 years.
Mm,
That
that's
was
not
like
true. They talked about Ultron a lot in Civil War.
Did they?
Yeah, that was like the whole point. Because they like dropped the city and like they were like, we don't like that you dropped that city.
No, Baron Zemo was the guy who orchestrated Civil War, and he was just pissed off because, oh yeah, because the Sokovia got dropped on his
Yeah,
family.
fucking city. Yeah, they were upset about that.
Yeah, but like they said Sokovia and they said all that shit, but
They
they've
didn't
never
say the word Ultron. I find that hard to
they
believe.
haven't said the big bad boy's name in a while.
I don't think that's true, but
And that's
I won't
why
argue about
it
it.
just rang in my ear so hard when she said it.
Well, let me give you a real life comparison. It's like, let's say Thanos is Donald Trump. Okay?
Okay.
You feel me? And then like
That's
Ultron is like, I don't know, John McCain or something. Like John McCain is fucking bad. I think he's dead now, but when he was kicking, he was he was a little devil, you know? But like Donald Trump comes in, nobody gives a fuck about John McCain anymore.
It's fair. That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
It's true.
Thanos comes in and he snaps half of everyone to death. Snaps them to death. Like, who cares about Ultron? I don't even remember what Ultron looked like. Was he an alien? Was he a butt? I don't know.
He's a robot.
He was a robot?
Yeah.
I don't remember any of that.
You remember? Oh, no, I guess you don't remember. But what happens is Tony's artificial intelligence, Jarvis, becomes corrupted with Ultron and puts itself into like a broken Iron Man suit, and then it flies off somewhere and it builds itself a better body, and then he builds himself a bajillion bodies, and then like Avengers go to Sokovia and kill all his bodies, and then
I thought that's how Vision became a Vision. I thought he was Jarvis. I thought Vision was Jarvis.
He's part of Jarvis that they end up being able to salvage from.
So Jarvis is Ultron is Vision.
Basically, what happened is
this is fucked up.
Jarvis is the AI, and Ultron was another AI that Tony created to like protect everyone around the world. He was supposed to like shield the world kind of shit, but he got overzealous and overpowerful and like got into his own head and shit that he could control the world instead. So Ultron takes
way to protect it.
Jarvis. Ultron takes a part of Jarvis and gets himself into one of those broken Iron Man suits, and then flies off and builds his army and his better body and shit. And then it all comes to a head at Sokovia, where he drops the city and shit.
Yeah, and they didn't like that. They didn't like when they. You know what I did appreciate about Civil War was that it was like finally. You have these crazy movies, these action movies where like superheroes literally pick up an entire fucking city and drop it down on a motherfucker. And like finally they have consequences to these actions. Like that's crazy. That's never been done before. You know what I mean? Usually they're just like walk away, brush the dirt off their kneecaps and just be like, all right. And no one would ever talk about that city ever again. But Marvel was like, you know what? That's a fucked up thing we did with those special effects. And if those were real people, if those are real people in that city, a lot of them would be pretty upset. That would make a good movie. And then they made a movie out of it. It was great.
Well, I mean, Baron Zemo was always like a bad guy character. They just needed to give him like motivation to be doing to pin the Avengers against each other, and like they had already built that motivation. They just didn't know they had built it for themselves back then, if that makes sense.
Apparently they did know it because they made a whole movie out of it.
I don't.
It's not like God came down and told them to make the movie. They figured it out.
I'm just saying, I don't know if back when they made Age of Ultron, they had
they weren't planning.
They had the forethought to be like, oh, we gonna use this down the line come Civil War time.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
5-6 years from now.
They were in their think tank, and somebody wrote down, what if heroes had consequences? And they read that out loud, and they were like, wow, you know what? That'd make a good movie.
Yeah, but like it was already a comic book plot.
Well, then somebody did it. Somebody did it in a think tank and to write a comic book. It's the same scenario.
But you see, in the comic for Civil War, they were on each other's dicks because of the whole. It was more about the fact that you had to like sign the papers, which gave the government like the right to tell you when and if you could superhero kind of shit.
That's what the movie was too. That was a part of it. That was why they started fighting.
It was a part of it, but in the comic, that is like it. But is
there a reason in the comic that the government is trying to get them to do that?
I mean, They probably hurt somebody or whatever. It's
They
probably
probably dropped the fucking city on somebody or something stupid.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is that somebody had the forethought to be like, that makes a good movie plot. Put that shit in there.
They were right.
It's true.
We were talking about Marvel-wise right before you brought up Civil War.
I didn't bring up Civil War.
Yes, you did. You said you're the reason you liked Civil War, and then you went off on all this.
Oh, I don't fucking know. We're talking about WandaVision.
No, I think you were talking about Age of Ultron still, but it doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter.
Right. I was explaining to you how Ultron came to be. But basically what they do is they salvage what's left of Jarvis after he gets like attacked by Ultron in the virtual space. They salvage what's left of the AI by putting Tony's engineering skills and fucking Hulk, what's his name? Bruce Banner's computer
Monkey brain
skills. They put it together and like build Vision out of what's left. And then they put one of the Infinity Stones in his forehead. Because, why not?
Because why not? But he's dead as a doornail now, so like...
Is he though?
Apparently.
He's getting a lot of fucking screen time for someone that's dead.
That don't mean shit.
I know. The babies don't mean shit. None of this means shit till it means shit. But like, once that bubble pops...
That's why I don't...
Who's left inside? What actually happens?
I don't know. But I don't think, going through a mental breakdown or not, I don't think anybody would do this to themselves. I don't think that makes sense.
I don't know if she has control anymore. This could be like a Jean Grey Phoenix type situation.
I get that that's part of it, but I still don't. If that's what it is, fine. That's what it is. But that doesn't make any sense to me. If I come at it from like a psychology point of view, like none of the things that she's providing herself with are comforting at all. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if it's supposed to be comforting or if she's just trying to block out the truth and the reality of her situation in the world. I don't know that it's necessarily supposed to be like therapeutic for her. It might just be more like her brain is putting up mental blocks, but like they're manifesting in reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. I get it. I get the premise. I just until it is proven to me that is what's happening, I'm gonna stay fast in my belief that there is some puppet master showing the shit out of her.
I'm genuinely glad that is what you that we have like a different mindset on this right now, because like it's
podcasting
good and it's good for just like the rest of the season. I think it's going to be good and interesting to see which one of us is right, if either of us are right.
I mean, it could be something totally stupid.
It could be something altogether else. Who knows?
What would be like the worst? Give me like the worst thing it could be. Like if they were gonna Game of Thrones this shit and just like really fuck it up. Like what is like the worst explanation they could offer us? The least satisfying ending that this could get.
Dude, at this point in Marvel Studios' career, and I know this is a hypothetical, and you're asking me to build a scenario where they fail. I don't know if they can.
Yeah, but like, if they were gonna, what would be like the most disappointing, just for fun?
I mean, I think it depends on the person.
For you, I'm asking you.
For me in particular, I thought you just
Yeah.
meant like what I thought like
Nah, I'm asking
the
you, and then
fan
I'm gonna think of one.
the fan's worst nightmare.
What would be your worst nightmare? What do you think could be the worst possible thing that they could do with this?
Um. Honestly, I don't know, man. I think the worst possible outcome is if someone is controlling it, but it's someone like stupid lame.
Like,
If it's someone like even Hydra would just suck dick, dude. That's the stupidest shit ever.
it's just Hydra like feeding her Hydra
I think
commercials.
that's it right there. I think that's it. I think an overused villain at this point would be
Yeah.
the fucking worst to be behind all of this. I think we need somebody new. If there's someone pulling the strings, it needs to be someone new, someone that's going to be integrated into Phase 4, and someone that we've expected was probably going to come for a long time, like Mephisto, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Mephisto, for those of you who don't know, he's basically Marvel's devil. He's the devil.
Okay. Isn't he like omnipotent? Can he like do whatever the fuck he wants?
Yeah, some people think the crane was him walking through the episode 3.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It was a stork, first of all. She was pregnant. It was a
Yeah,
stork. I was very
yeah.
confused. I'm picturing like a construction crane. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
my
A
bad.
crane? Um, that's wild. That's crazy, and that gave me some willy nillys up my spine. I think the worst, least satisfying way this could end it would be that like nothing is happening. This is just like Sword Art Online. These kids literally just like fuck off for like a whole season and just like live out a whole other life and like get married and shit in like an alternate reality instead of like doing hero shit. They just fuck off and just like live a peaceful life. I think that would be the worst. And then maybe shit is all fucked up because like it's not their reality and they're not supposed to be there. Or
I think
something
you're.
dumb.
Oh my god, that would be the worst, and
That would be
I
the
could actually
worst.
see it happening, which is
Yeah, right.
awful.
Right? It's a real nightmare scenario. But I think from the little sneak peek that they gave us of the next episode, I think that's pretty much not that's a non-starter.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I also felt like from the first couple of episodes, for how little hints they were dropping for the first like 2 episodes, I thought at first at least, I don't know now, it kind of feels like they're about to break this whole thing open like tonight. But like I figured we weren't gonna know what was up by the end of the season, because like that's how you run a show. Like you don't give us the answer at the in the middle or the end of season 1. What's the point of that? You know what I mean? How do you continue WandaVision if like unless it's supposed to be a mini series?
I don't know if WandaVision gets season 2. Yeah.
Why wouldn't it? Like why wouldn't you want that? As a show creator, like why wouldn't you be striving for that? But it could be they could have only gotten picked up for the 1 season. They could have a bigger plan where they know that like it's a mini series.
I think that's it. I think that they already have a bigger plan, and whatever this bigger plan is, does not include trying to figure out how to shittily write in a second season of WandaVision. I think
Well,
we get what
I didn't mean like shittily right in a second season. Like if they have their plot worked out and like, well, obviously it's all probably taped already, but like
the only way I can see them doing season 2 is if there's definitely gonna be, now that I think about it, time in between the end of season 1 and then when we start getting those movie tie-ins like the third Spider-Man and Multiverse of Madness and shit. And there's definitely going to be at least a year or two until we start seeing those bigger movies play out.
right.
So I guess
I think this is the kind of story, this is the kind of slow burn mystery that could easily be dragged out over multiple seasons.
I could see them going 2 or 3 to fill the gaps until the movies that are supposedly supposed to tie in with Wanda's upcoming Phase 4 storyline.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. You got anything else?
I guess like rumor mills about what other people think could be happening here, or
What? What do they say?
well, I already told you about the Mephisto one.
Yeah, that's wild. I hate that.
And then there's another one. God, why am I drawing blanks all of a sudden? I don't know. I'm gonna take a hit of this Hemper Bong real quick.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I forgot to do it earlier.
Do we have ads on our podcast now? Is this an ad break? Or is this a pop break?
You know what? It's a little one, a little the other. Plug the Redbubble.
Hey, go to redbubble.com/BansAirBrosGaming and buy yourself things with my face on it. Or maybe buy things with your own face on it. Depending on who you are, you might find products with your own face on there. Maybe that's what you want. You know? Do.
Also, if you go to hemper.co and use discount code MBGaming at checkout, you will get 5% off your order.
Radio, Captain. Can we talk about Attack on Titan?
Hold on, let me rack my high brain for any other Marvel things real quick.
I mean, we had a whole argument about Marvel earlier. I just don't know if I can get into it again.
Oh, no, not that. I just meant like talking more plot and shit wise.
Yeah, I don't know if it's...
I felt like there was at least one more tangent I wanted to go off on, but God. I lost it during that last conversation.
Good. I can't handle any more plot tangents.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna have to see what happens, man.
That's it, dude. We're just gonna... It's just the show that we gotta watch 1 week at a time. You know what? I gotta say, I like that streaming services are doing that. Netflix doesn't do it. They'll drop a whole season in a night and like, I'll watch it all in a night and I won't remember it. I have no self-control and I just won't retain any of that information. But if you feed it to me slowly over a month and a half, and I'm waiting and there's anticipation, it's just a superior way of consuming content. And like, it's good stuff. Like I keep saying it every time we go to watch Attack on Titan. Like the height of my anxiety of like that week, I'm like sweating, convulsing, my heart rate's up. I'm just like, whose blood is just gonna splatter the screen this week? Because it's gonna be somebody. And in the end, it's gonna be all of them, or maybe it won't. I mean, we're like deep in the season. We're deep in the season. There's only going to be like 10 or 12 episodes.
I remembered my Marvel thing.
No, we've moved on.
I'm sorry, I remembered it.
No, we've moved on. You're not allowed.
I just have to say it. I have to get it out there.
No.
It's my big theory. We talked on theories like in the beginning, real fast. Like our basic bitch theory. But my overarching theory is that not only is Wanda trapped herself in here and controlling this, but she's gonna get to a point where she breaks so hard she becomes the bad guy for the multiverse of madness.
You definitely said that.
No, I said this to you.
Before we started recording?
Started recording.
Oh, okay. I was like, I've definitely heard this, like, today.
There's a comic called House of M where the plot is
it just the letter M or is it EM?
M, just the letter M.
Okay.
Where
That's for Manzari Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in there. We're deep in there. Where do you think Marvel got its name from? Got it from us.
But the plot of it is that I'm not sure if it's Wanda or Jean Grey. It might be Jean Grey in House of M, to be honest. It might not be Wanda. But
now you're just making shit up.
No, I'm not. What the hell?
If it's Jean Grey, then it don't got shit to do with Wanda.
What? No, of course it does. I mean, Marvel, like, just takes... This is just a theory. It's not even, like... It's not even set in stone. There's just been a lot of things in the show, Easter egg-wise, that are pointing to House of M. Like, the bottle of wine in the first episode at the dinner party said, Chateau Le M or something, and it translated to House of M. Yeah. Like, there's been so many small nods here and there pointing directly at it, like House of M, over and over. So that's why a lot of people are going with this theory that it doesn't matter about the comic book origins, whether it's Jean Grey or Wanda, because they're basically interchangeable at this point in scope of power and mental stability.
Is that what they're trying to do? Because they don't have the rights to the X-Men?
Where would they pull? They can't just pull Jean Grey out of their assholes and be like, okay, House M, here we go. They got to do something to get them there. And this is my point. In House of M, whoever is doing it says the words, no more mutants, and wipes all the mutants out of the universe. They're just gone. Poof. Like the snap, proverbially. And then, so the overgoing theory here is that Wanda will, in the Multiverse of Madness movie, as the bad guy, or maybe once they turn her back to the good side, will say something like more mutants instead of no more mutants, because she's tired of being the only mutant because her brother's dead and yada, yada, yada. So she's going to essentially burst forth mutants into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so to speak.
And then we're going to get to have Spider-Man hanging out with Wolverine and the rest of them. We're going to get our Fantastic Four back. No, we don't want that.
And you know what's crazy? They're making a Kamala Khan show, which means they're about to introduce Inhumans, too.
Well,
Unless they make her a mutant, which would be fucking mind-blowing.
no, it really wouldn't.
I don't know.
Mind blowing,
man. I don't know.
You know, it's we're talking about like copyright bullshit from the same company. The like this one company doesn't own their own copyright shit. So now that they are starting to get their own copyright shit back, they're trying in weird ways to integrate it back into their stuff. It's not mind blowing. Like there are real life things going on that are influencing this fantasy world. And like
The reason I said mind blowing is because Marvel, the only failed thing Marvel Studios has put out so far,
by whose standards?
what do you mean?
What do you mean
I guess,
failed?
Box office and success wise, like
What is it?
Ship wise, even the only thing that's ever failed them was their Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spin-off show called Inhumans. They tried this already. They tried to do a big old Inhuman show where they set up the main Inhumans, the ones that live on the fucking moon, in the moon base, with the teleporting dog and shit.
What is any of this?
They're the most famous Inhuman, like, because back before Inhumans were like a throwaway replacement for mutants, they were like around in the original like 60s 70s comics, but the story for them was that they were just called Inhumans. They didn't have like this whole process of basically becoming a mutant or whatever. That's just what they called themselves, you know? It was just a fucking name.
But like, what were they then?
But they were just superheroes. They were just fucking people with a bunch of different powers.
From
Like
how
anybody.
though? Like, how did they get them? Was it like a genetic thing or like a radiation thing?
It might have been the Terrigen crystal shit that Inhumans do now. I never read them. I know they existed back then. I'm not saying I've read them, but like I know they had the same powers they do in today's iteration, you know?
Yeah, I just don't understand why there are so many different words to describe the same fucking thing. Like, that's what confuses me mostly, and I think would confuse all audiences.
It's weird, isn't it? Because like Hulk is like irradiated or whatever, and
Yeah, he's
like,
a fucking mutant. Like that's just what he that's what he is.
right.
He's mutated.
Peter Parker got bit by a radioactive spider.
And now he's mutated. Right. Yeah, correct. Yeah, they're all fucking mutated, and like even if it's like mass mutation where like now it's being passed down genetically, that's still fucking mutation.
Right.
And I think the other thing that like I hate about it, and I think other audiences are gonna hate about it, is the word inhuman. Because one, it's not right. From all of the explanations you've given me, it's just like they are human. Like I don't know why you keep saying that, but they're like they literally are human. So why are we calling them inhuman? And two, it's like cheesy. It just like sounds fucking stupid. Like that doesn't sound cool. Inhuman. It's almost a little insulting too, but like that's neither here nor there. I just think it's dumb. That's how I feel about it.
And apparently a lot of viewers did too. Because the bombed.
Dude, because it's stupid. Inhuman. And they named the show that? They named the show Inhuman?
Or maybe Inhumans, yeah.
Oh, God.
It was Marvel's Inhumans, yeah.
Pretty fucking cringy, dude. It's pretty cringy.
I can't believe we just turned this into the Marvel episode.
I'm horrified by it. You've turned it into the Marvel episode. You've done this to us. I've tried. I've tried to get away. I've
You
tried to get
did,
out of the tentacles.
but it's not
Asked.
bad. It's not a bad conversation.
It's not bad. I'm just tired of talking about Marvel. I've gotten to the point where I don't even like them anymore. I was fine with them all day. Now I'm like, fuck these people. Fucking inhumans. Fucking queer baiting sons of bitches. Anyway. I mean, we've been recording a long time. Do we just keep going?
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it.
We haven't done one of these in so long. It's just
It's been forever. It's been forever.
it really has been. So why not, right?
Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing stopping me from editing it, though I probably won't. I probably just won't at all, is the thing. Probably just put music on either end of it and put it up.
No.
Oh boy. Do you have anything to say about Attack on Titan?
I mean, it's been great.
It has been great.
To be honest, it's kind of played out how I thought it would. Nothing's really like caught me off guard or surprised me just yet.
True.
I don't know why that is though. I guess the really slow burn in the first like 2-3 episodes, like it set it up in a way where it was I guess pretty obvious what was about to effing happen, you know? Like
Yeah, and like I think just going into the season, like you know what's gonna happen, and we've seen trailers and we look at the little thumbnail.
I gotta be honest. Before the first episode, I wasn't like before the first episode of the season, I wasn't sure where we were gonna start.
I didn't know where we were gonna start. But you knew that it was gonna end up with Aaron and friends kicking some ass.
Of course.
So when we ended up looking at these children on that side of the world, we kind of like that's your first thought is, oh, Aaron is about to come murder these children.
No, I think even after the first or second episode, until you realized it was what's his name talking to older Aaron.
Who, Falco?
Yeah, until you realized that
was him.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if we were gonna get like maybe like a because my brain was at a place where I was like, okay, maybe these kids, because we hadn't seen like older Reiner yet or anything. You know what I mean?
We definitely had
in the first episode
before we saw Aaron.
No, I'm still talking first episode. Sorry.
Okay. You're all over the place. I have no idea what you're talking about at any given moment.
Why?
Because you like start a thought and then cut yourself off and then start it again in a different way, and then you do that 5 times, and then all of a sudden you're talking about something totally different.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
It's wild. Okay, so what about the first episode?
Well, it was I don't even remember, man.
Jesus Christ. You said you didn't know what was going to happen until we saw Aaron because we hadn't seen Reiner yet because in the first episode something...
Oh, we had just seen those kids in the first episode. That's basically what they focused on.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Wait, no. They talked about who was going to take over for...
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Reiner might have been in the first episode. or at least mentioned.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that weird thought came from just now.
Mm.
Because I was about to say that I thought they could have possibly been like back in time, so to speak, and like we were gonna watch these kids like grow up and then
I do remember that. I because if you remember, we watched the first episode twice. We went back because we were in Jersey when the first two episodes came out. And we went back and we rewatched the first episode, and that shit made a lot more sense the second time.
yeah, that's true.
We were very confused by the first episode. And I remember saying out loud the first time watching the first episode, is this like the past or like what the fuck is going on? Like I was very confused through most of the first watch of the first episode. So that's probably what you're remembering.
I thought for some reason that like we were gonna watch these kids grow up within like an episode or two,
Right.
and then like they were gonna be the next batch to get sent over to paradise, and then some shit was gonna happen there or whatever.
Right. Well, they were kind of building towards that too. In one of the earlier episodes, they were talking about what they were going to do with Paradise and how they were such a huge threat to the world and yada yada yada. And I think somebody, and it's difficult to tell because we're watching it dubbed, so it could have been sarcastically. I honestly don't even know. But someone was like, "What are we going to do? Like send 3 children over there to solve it?" And they're like,
definitely sarcastic comment.
You think so? I don't remember.
Dude, in the context it was used in, abso-effing-lutely, because
it kind of feels like maybe it was said sarcastically, but then like the silence in the room was like, well, maybe we do have 3 children.
I think whoever said it to Reiner.
I think now that I'm remembering it, I think it was the one chick that transforms into the one with the long face.
Yeah.
I think she was saying it to all the other Titans. I think they were all in the same room when she said it. So you're probably right. But yeah, I mean not particularly like surprising, I guess, in any way, but it's very satisfying. And like we were just, I think before we started recording, I was looking at somebody's Twitter. Somebody's posing as Falco on Twitter and was like shelling out for McDonald's. It's very strange, and like apparently there's a whole fandom for Falco, which I just don't understand. Like I don't know, maybe we're a little fucked up when it comes to Attack on Titan. I don't the views that I have for the characters on Attack on Titan do not represent my views for the world at large. But I don't give a shit about any of these kids. I don't care if Eren kills every single one of them. Just do it. That's
Hallelujah.
I mean, like, first of all, it's a show. They're fictional characters, so, like, who gives a shit? Second of all, you know, this is what we've been waiting for 4 seasons. Is for this kid to fucking get his revenge. His mommy got eaten, and, like... I'm not saying like he like that's within his right. Like the boy's a psychopath. They're all fucking psychopaths. Before anything ever happened to him and Mikasa like killed 10 men like just to kill them. You know, like it was wild.
Yeah.
You know, like they're all fucking insane over there. But like that's why I'm watching the show is to watch this insane child exact his revenge via genocide. So bring on the genocide, I guess, is what I'm saying. Within the confines of this fictional story, bring on the genocide. That's my hot take.
I don't know if that's a hot take, but it's a good take.
I'm just saying, you know, like I don't want anybody tweeting at me about how I said I like genocide. I don't like genocide. I just want to see genocide acted out in this one show. That's what the show has been leading to. And that's the only reason I want to see it. It's because that's where it's been taking us.
Fair.
And for that's you go up and up and up the roller coaster, and all the way up, you have signs saying, you're gonna drop, you're gonna drop, you're gonna drop, and then you get to the tippy top and it's just flat. That would suck. I want the fucking drop. Give me the drop. Drop that beat.
That's fair.
Quick,
That's a fair thing to
Godzilla or King Kong?
Oh, come on.
Whose corner you got?
Don't cut the bullshit with me.
I don't understand why anybody's backing King Kong.
Exactly.
I just don't get it. I don't understand what it is. I guess it's a meme. People think it's funny. But, like, I fucking stand Godzilla since I was in diapers. Like, that's my homeboy. And King Kong is just a little piece of shit. Like, boy's just an overgrown gorilla. Like, no one even cares about that. Nobody even cares about that, man.
You know what's effed up? I've seen like the Funko Pops for the Godzilla vs. Kong movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how this friggin' merchandise nowadays, like when they release it early and show you what it looks like, it gives away shit. It gives away.
Does.
Well, some of it does, yeah. Like there's been shit in Star Wars merchandise over the years that has like spoiled an upcoming show or movie in Star Wars.
That's fucking insane. That's an incredible oversight, and I love it. Can you imagine buying a shirt that says "Luke, I am your father" like way before that movie comes out?
Well, one of the things that happened was the child's name appeared on merch before it was like announced.
What child? What are you talking about?
Sorry, Baby Yoda, the child.
Oh.
That's what they called him in the show. It was the child.
Oh, okay. I was so confused. I'm like, who the fuck?
Baby Yoda.
So fucking vague.
Okay. His real name, Grogu.
Okay, yeah. So they put Grogu on a Funko Pop before you were supposed to know it was named Grogu.
Well, no. That was just like an example of what happened with them. What the hell were we just talking about?
Godzilla versus Kong. You telling me they got Godzilla in a chokehold?
No, nothing like that. But they have King Kong wielding some kind of like axe.
Stupid.
And it looks like it's like glowing with some kind of
Godzilla energy.
Either that or lightning. And
he's got Thor's hammer. That's what he's got.
To be honest, it seems as though
King Kong can only beat Godzilla if he's got weapons.
No.
Maybe some armor. And maybe
It's
like
that-
two other King Kongs.
the axe is made out of a giant like tree log or whatever. And
oh yeah, I saw that.
It's tied to what I think now might be one of Godzilla's scales.
Spike. It's a spike. Yeah, I saw that picture. I didn't know that was like a picture from the movie. There's like a poster. I don't know if that's giving anything away.
I mean, I think it's a little spoilery. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to keep everything about your movie as a spoiler, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you think is a spoiler. Spoiler is like something that spoils your enjoyment of the movie. Knowing that King Kong has a weapon made out of a scale from Godzilla isn't necessarily a spoiler. It's something they thought was cool and they put on a poster.
No, I think to be real with you, I don't think Godzilla's or King Kong is just gonna like come upon this scale and put
No,
it
he's probably
together.
gonna rip it off of Godzilla. Yeah,
Off this motherfucker.
yeah.
I
Nick, they're
don't
gonna
want to
fight.
know. I don't
They're
want
gonna
to know
fight
that.
the whole movie. They're gonna fight the whole movie, Nick.
I'm telling you, they're not. That's my next big hot take theory on.
They're not. They're gonna fight for half the movie and then have tea time. What are you talking about?
No. They're gonna fight for half, probably half the movie. Maybe not even. Maybe a quarter of the movie. Because a quarter of the movie is just going to be humans.
No, I don't want. I want them to do exactly what they did with the last Godzilla. I want minimal human interaction. This is about Godzilla versus Kong.
I truly hope that's the case. But whenever you get King Kong involved, there is fucking inevitably more human interaction.
Dumb.
Inevitably.
Dumb. Is King Kong gonna have a fucking girlfriend?
No, it's because they always fucking humanize him in some way.
Because he's a monkey.
Yeah, well, it's their own fucking fault for it. It's dumb. That's why we're gonna have more human interaction in this one than we did in the last one, in my opinion.
I don't like King Kong.
I hope I'm wrong.
King Kong is dumb.
Anyway, I'm thinking that.
Does that mean they're gonna add Godzilla to Disney?
What? No, why? What?
That King Kong ride? Or isn't that Universal?
That's a Universal.
That's the only King Kong I like, is the one at Universal. That thing is crazy.
That's the same Kong now,
Yeah, but I mean, like,
the Kong Island movies and the Godzilla.
I'm not saying I like the Kong in those movies. I'm saying I like the giant animatronic they have.
Well, yeah, that's the most
Universal, because it's very impressive. It's the craziest giant robot I've ever seen in my life. It was horrifying to behold.
Yeah, that thing is pretty insane, dude.
And it's also just a head, and it's a robot, so Godzilla could kick its ass. But I do like it.
Were you asking if they might put in something Godzilla at Universal?
Yeah.
I think that is and let me say this very, very clearly, a very, very, very strong possibility.
That'd be great. That'd bring me back to Universal. I'm not feeling like going to Universal right now, so I ain't trying to give any more money to She Who Must Not Be Named, even if it's like pennies on the dollar. But dude, if you put Godzilla in that bitch, I mean, I'll go back to Hogwarts. I don't give a fuck. I'll be drinking butterbeer tomorrow.
We'll be going back in the next 3 to 5 years either way, whether they put Godzilla in or not, because
tell me what I'm gonna do.
Boop 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 boop. Super Mario World coming soon.
Whatever, I could just go to Japan and do that. And Godzilla. Yeah. And Naruto. They have all the good theme parks in Japan.
That's true.
We're gonna do Japan.
We're gonna do MB Gaming goes to Japan eventually.
Please give us money so we can go to Japan.
We're gonna do that.
We need money though. So go to Redbubble.
But yeah, my Godzilla vs. King Kong theory. A quarter of the movie's humans, a quarter of the movie's them fighting. The other half of the movie is them then teaming up to fight something worse. Either Mecha King Ghidorah or Mecha Godzilla, one or the other.
I don't know. That'd be pretty lame. That'd be pretty lame, dude.
I don't know. I hope I'm wrong.
For all the hype they've generated and all the division that's been happening.
I hope I'm wrong.
I think people on both sides would be pretty upset if there wasn't a clear fucking winner between one of the two of them by the end. If one of them doesn't end the movie with the other one's decapitated head in his hands, like that's what I need.
Definitely
I
not.
need this to be a fight to the death.
That's definitely not gonna happen.
It needs to be a fight to the death.
It won't.
It has to be a fight to the death.
I can respect your wanting that, but it just won't be. That's like throwing an asset on the fire to this movie company.
But
They
people
just
would be
do.
so into that. Whatever happened to fan service, dude? Whatever happened to just giving us what we want? They did it with the last Godzilla movie. They
Yeah, I
gave
don't think
us
the same people
they gave
anymore.
us what we wanted. It's not. Should
I don't
be. They should have
know.
never gave Godzilla to anybody else. They should have left it in the hands of Bryan Cranston.
Yep, he did the last one. That was it.
He was in charge of that one. Him and Elle from you know, Stranger
Stranger.
Things. That's the one. Yep.
She was in the last Godzilla movie?
Yeah.
As what?
A girl. What do you
Was she
mean?
the one that was in love with Godzilla?
Nah, I don't. Maybe I don't remember, dude. She was in it for like 5 minutes. She's the main human. She's in it for 5 fucking minutes. It's great. It's such a good movie. No people. You get no people. It's like her and a guy that says something about Hollow Earth, and like that's all the human. It's like
That's it.
her. She's like I think she's somewhere at the beginning, and she's like young, and Godzilla comes and he like wrecks shit and like doesn't kill her, and she like maybe pees her pants or something, and then it's like 5 years later, and she's like, yeah, Godzilla's all right, and then he's back, and then he fights everybody and wins, and he's like traveling from Japan to Antarctica in like 2 seconds, and they zoom in on some scientist's face, and he's like, Hollow Earth, and they're like, oh yeah, it was Hollow Earth, and like then it's just back to Godzilla. So good. And that's the whole movie. It's just Godzilla all the time, and he's all like, Ray!
Doesn't he
Yelling.
kill Mothra or something?
He fucking kills all of them. I'm pretty sure he kills King Ghidorah. He kills Rodan, dude. He kills everybody. Everybody shows up and he puts them down one after the other. Boom, 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 boom. And
Man,
then
Rodan
he just swims around.
like supposed to be his friends.
Rodan
Yeah,
and Mothra.
yeah.
Well, it was King of the Monsters, so he had to, he had to assert his dominance. And I think that was literally part of it. I think at some point someone was like, "Why are they fighting?" And he's like, "He's gotta show them he's the alpha."
Yeah,
He's
you're
the.
right.
They zoom in on his face. He goes, "He's the king of the monsters." It's like their reasoning behind it. So
King?
maybe. What?
I said King Kaiju.
King of the Kaiju. Dude, I've told you about how I would love a fighting game that was just all kaiju, but like all different kaiju. Like the Godzilla game we were playing, but like toss King Kong in there. Who else? Who else is a big.
Oh, maybe now that this movie's coming out, maybe we will get another good like kaiju game
But
soon.
it'll only be King Kong. I want like the kids from Pacific Rim. I want big robots. I want angels from Evangelion. I want it all. I want it all in one game. Maybe a couple of, like really big Pokemon. Just all the kaiju. Anything you could classify as kaiju, put in a game and let me
Wow.
fight them. Right? That'd be great. Fucking
It's ambitious.
Cthulhu, toss Cthulhu in there. He's probably something like that, right? I don't know. A big old squid.
He's an old god, but
Just toss them all in there. Game developers, get at me. Let's make a game. We'll call it Kaiju Calamity.
Kaijumon. Kaijumon battles.
Kaijumon monsters. Kaijumon are the champions.
Kaijumon battles.
Okay, well, how many of our own YouTube titles are we just gonna say during this bit?
Go watch MB Diggs.
No,
It's a good one.
I mean it is a good one. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. But you know,
Who are we kidding? You probably have if you're listening to this.
it's true. All right.
40% of people aren't subscribed to our channel.
Where are you seeing that? Where are you getting these? Where are you getting these numbers?
I get these numbers from you nowadays.
Well, let me tell you. Okay, so this is how I broke it down for me. Listen to this. Watch time from subscribers. 68% of it. So 68% of our watch time is coming from subscribers, and it's gone down since I told you this. 38% of it is not people who are not subscribed. So it's not. I guess it's a different. It's difficult to like put that data into a sentence, but 38% of our watch time is coming from people who aren't subscribed. Not 38% of people who are probably listening to this aren't subscribed. I don't know if those two are equal exactly, but
it doesn't. I don't think that's how that works.
no, definitely not. It's overall watch time. So like they could not be looking at this at all.
That's fair.
And this is over the last 28 days. So
but if you are listening to this
and you aren't subscribed, then you're a piece of shit. No, please subscribe. We love you.
Hit it. We love you. We're mad for you.
Yeah.
Hey, and you know what? If you've made it this far, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little secret. Go ahead and give you a little secret. Not only am I considering starting up streaming on Twitch, but me and Ray are going to do a sneaky live stream on the YouTube channel.
We are?
We are.
When?
Right
now.
No, sometime during the Festival Animal Crossing event.
Yeah, Festival.
We are going to Festival party in Animal Crossing together. So
that is exciting news. I am stoked about that.
Stay tuned for that.
Hell yeah.
In February.
Are we winding down? Is this our wind down?
I think so.
I think so too. Thanks for coming. It's been a while. It's been crazy. How
long was this?
What?
How long was this crazy cast?
This is almost 2 hours. I don't know if it's gonna stay 2 hours by the time it's chopped up. I might end up chopping some of it, or the whole 2 hours might go up. It 100% depends on how I'm feeling on the day that I decide to edit this. So
that's fair. Fair is fair.
So I don't know, but it's been crazy. It's been good. Thanks for sticking with us. Please tell your friends about us. We want to get more ears to the floor. We want to get more eyes on the shit. Feel like the content is always improving. We're always figuring out how to make it sound better, look better, be more entertaining. So yeah.
Or at least we try.
I mean, yeah, we try. I have a better time editing now than I used to. I used to dread editing because some of those early videos are just very cringy for me. But yeah. You got anything left?
Not really. No.
All right, cool. Thanks. Subscribe, share it. Don't catch COVID, and
Stay safe. Tell someone you love them.
do those things. Yeah.